I think probably the most damning thing about Fortnite raising V-Buck prices, laying off over 1,000 employees for the second time in 3 years, and everything else in between is how over the years, Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic Games, has essentially bragged about how much money they have and continue to overspend. Right, last year when Epic was in some intense legal battles with Google and Apple to get Fortnite back on their app stores, Tim Sweeney said that Epic was losing billions fighting each of them because they could afford to, and then joked that they would only run into financial troubles if these battles persisted for a couple more decades. Tim has also repeatedly flexed that Epic spends more money annually than they make because they can afford to. In fact, I'll let you take a listen to that straight out of the horse's mouth.
We're spending more every year than we're making. And for a bit of time, we were spending over $1 billion a year more than we were making, and we found that to be unsustainable, and we went through some painful layoffs at that time. And then we stabilized, and now we're spending several $100 million a year more than we're making, which we can very well afford to do because we have billions of dollars in the bank.
Notice how he says because they can afford to, they have billions in the bank. Yet this morning, he cited Epic spending more money than they make annually as a big reason for the layoffs. Buddy, this clip is from 10 months ago. It's not even a year old. I thought that wasn't a big deal. I thought you did that no problem because you have billions in the bank. And that, of course, also makes it questionable when you raise prices on your consumers, like in the case of V-Bucks, in order to pay the bills. Right, I think when you take into account all these facts, you can start to paint a really clear picture of what's happening here. You have been consistently, knowingly, and severely overspending on your company's budget year after year, which ultimately resulted in a mass layoff of over 1,000 employees back in 2023. You seemingly learned nothing from that and continued to overspend on a plethora of just absolutely frivolous things, and it has resulted in yet another round of mass layoffs as well as price increases on your loyal consumers. I said it a couple weeks ago when they announced the V-Buck changes. This is happening because there is a mismanagement of money going on. It's not even deniable or up for debate. It's an open fact that everybody can see. But yet the only people who don't seem to be facing tangible consequences for this mismanagement of money are the people mismanaging the money. Riddle me that.